Hey folks, Wish SE up here in New Hampshire on a cold day, but wanted to chat with you a little bit today about 3 Snubnosed revolvers in 38 Special. I received a couple of requests from subscribers asking me to talk about what my preference was for the Smith & Wesson versus the Ruger versus the new Bodyguard by Smith & Wesson. So I thought we'd just spend a few minutes today talking about some of the pros and cons of each platform. So as some of you know, I recently acquired the Ruger. This is the LCR in 38 Special. And I'll tell you, out of the box, this has probably the best trigger on a snub-nosed revolver that I've felt. So just pick it up right out of the box, go out to the range, and you've got this really nice, solid, steady, double action trigger press. It's just nice and smooth. There's no hitch, there's no take up, there's no grit. My long-time old favorite, the Smith & Wesson Airway revolver, right, hammerless revolver, and this one has a phenomenal trigger too, but it's had a little bit of work done in terms of polishing by my good friend and gunsmith, Brad Gaudette with BG Gunworks. So this trigger is not a stock trigger. It's a very smooth, reliable trigger that just for me now is really a great setup. And finally, last but not least, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. So the Bodyguard came out a few years ago, and Smith basically wanted to use some polymer, change up a few things. It has an integral laser on it, and it's okay. So again, each one of these platforms certainly would do a good job for you in terms of everyday carry and self-defense. However, there are pros and cons. Every firearm, I think we've had this discussion many times, is a compromise from one thing to another. So as we go to a smaller revolver, obviously what we have is a lighter weight and a more concealable type of weapon system. So anyway, enough of me talking. Let's start shooting the 3 revolvers right now. Okay folks, we are approximately 5 yards from the target. I've sprayed a little 2-inch target out there. I'm going to be shooting offhanded with my left hand. Some of you know I've had surgery in my right arm, just letting that heal. So working my non-dominant hand with these double action pistols. So we'll see what kind of performance we can get. And again, this is just to show you the gun and so I can kind of talk through the way it feels as I'm shooting it. So what I feel right away is the gun is, the trigger is one that you can just really slowly press. And then you can get, nice good hits. Now again, I'm making adjustments because I've got a physical limitation with my left hand. So we've got an okay group out there, a couple in the same hole, and then 3 others that are outside of that. One really nice feature of the Ruger is the fact that the Ruger has this very large hoe grip that absorbs some of the recoil and really gives your hand something to hold on to. Very easy. You get a hold of the gun, it's not going anywhere. The next gun we're going to shoot is the Smith & Wesson Airway. Give you a chance to see that. Alright, so now we have the Smith & Wesson Airway. We're going to put 5 rounds down range with this. Gun is jumping quite a bit in my hand, but that really has to do with the fact that I've just got a hand that has some physical limitations. So the last gun that we're going to shoot is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, and again I'm going to be working the same process I was before. Just slow trigger press all the way through. We're going to work on getting good. All right, so here we go, folks. So we had a decent group out there. Again, you're seeing these guns jump a little bit in my hand, and that really has to do with just the physical limitations I have. So subjectively, what I really notice is because the Ruger has this very large grip on it, this whole grip, it's easier for me to shoot, to run the trigger and just, you know, get right through it. The felt recoil also is much less. I noticed the felt recoil actually the most with the Bodyguard, and I think that's simply because the butt on this, the frame itself, is so small, and it's designed that way from the ability to be able to carry it, but it's so small that you really do feel it. So anyway, folks, that's a quick look at 3 revolvers. Any one would serve you well. Certainly appreciate you watching, and as always, stay safe.